All right, what is good, guys? Coming in with my thoughts for July 16th, so Friday's NYSE session. So right now we're looking at the 4-hour chart, and what you're really noticing in this whole area: one, super choppy, two, all-time high levels, right? And what I'm really starting to notice is the bullish pressure is really starting to die down, right? You have this higher high created here, candle-wise, then this lower low, and then this lower high, and then this lower low, followed by this lower high. So really kind of heading into tomorrow, the key thing I'm really going to be focusing on, let's go to the 1 hour, make it a little bit easier to see, is really this key zone right up here to be kind of rejected, and price not breaking above. Kind of showing me that that one, the bullish pressure is really dying off, and two, that we could potentially create that lower low but below this zone. Again, not counting this lower low because we created higher highs here. So again, going off this structure here, really anticipating price to reject this zone and then print a lower low below this overall zone. So kind of heading into tomorrow, I'm either going to look for price to, one, reject this zone and then really target the breakout down to here, or look at price to break back below and then break back above this zone to overall continue up to break out of that structure. Again, we could see price clearly just range in through the end of the week here, but what I think is going to be key for potentially executing on a move tomorrow would really be watching this overall zone where basically where these 2 hour or these two 4-hour candles rejected today, to see if price will break above those, and then potentially looking for that move up. But if we don't have the volume, I don't see this overall move playing out, which it very well could if we see the volume in the market. But paying attention to the rejection of this zone and then potentially targeting the pullback and then that lower time frame fib to kind of catch that continuation to at least target this zone right here. But overall, really looking to create that lower low down into this zone right here, pretty much in comparison with this previous pullback down, right? I think it's still following that trend, right? And we're not out of that bearish bullish structure by any means, but I do think we need to create that pullback for us to continue completely up. Again, this could have been that today, but really focusing on if this price structure up here can be broken to the top side to show us that bullish momentum is still strong. And if we continue to fail to break above this, looking for that overall pullback and move to kind of catch that move to the downside going into Friday. Again, you can look at the week, super choppy week, missed a couple moves, couple sloppy trades, but at the end of the day, manage risk, break even on the week. And really the whole focus is you have price trading at all-time highs, super lack of volume in the market, so the moves are super choppy, super inconsistent. So really when you get a week like this, it's really about managing your risk, keeping your stops small, keeping your risk super small on the board, and really focusing on some of these key levels and the rejections of these key levels, right? Again, we're in a bullish trend, but what you're starting to notice is that bullish pressure dying off. So you don't want to, one, get caught up in a clean buy setup when bullish momentum's not fully pushing that trade, right? Kind of like we did Wednesday morning when we took buys at the break of this zone. That bullish structure and bullish momentum really died off and kind of died down into this area. Again, we're in a bullish structure, but taking shorts out of the equation isn't fully making sense in my opinion. I think that structure is really dying down. We're slowly forming that downtrend off this higher time frame chart. And again, kind of forming this structure here, right? You have this bullish momentum kind of to the upside, and we're starting to see that bullish structure really die down. Again, we could see this clearly taken over if we break above this zone, and then potentially looking for that retest to kind of continue up. But I think the move will be really looking for this structure right here, back to the 1 hour to clear it up a little bit. Would be really looking out at how price reacts at this zone again, kind of going into tomorrow and overnight, right? Whether we pull up or not, I think we're going to see that pull down to at least tap into this zone or this zone right here before overall continuing up. So again, if we see that pull down, looking at how price reacts to this general area once again and creating that pull up off that. Again, higher time frame fib kind of coming into play right at that key zone, right around here. And that short time fib kind of being held on the 764 currently right now. So again, both sides of this move make a little bit of sense to me, and really looking at how price reacts to this zone and then the break of this zone, or catching that move to at least this bottom side and seeing how price reacts and maybe riding it back up. So those are kind of my two quick thoughts heading into tomorrow. Again, really limiting my trades within this overall zone. Again, executed on some sells up here in this area, but overall, I think the move is really waiting to see how price reacts here, and as well as reacts here, and not executing in this center zone. Keeping those higher time frame fibs in mind, and really looking for a clean move right off the open and a clean volume move to kind of push the overall direction of the trade we're targeting is going to be really the key to ending the week on a good note. But those are my thoughts kind of heading into tomorrow. Those are the zones I'm really focusing on. And again, for the top side, really looking for this structure on the 4 hour to be broken to the top. And on the bottom side, really targeting, the resistance to this zone, and really targeting that lower low to be formed off this kind of downward structure. Again, it's not a clean downward structure, but again, we're printing a little bit lower lows or lower highs each along the way as far as candles being printed. Again, doesn't hold much confluence, but we're really just seeing how this zone reacts, and then this zone reacts as well, and not executing in the center here. So again, those are kind of my thoughts heading into tomorrow. If London kind of sways away and cleans